Hello, and welcome to another video. So in today's video, I'm actually going to answer a question from one of you. This question is in regards to what to pack for basic training. It's a packing question, so I'm excited about this one. So without further ado, let's get into today's video. And the question says, my ship out date is April the 10th. I've watched your packing list video. Many people have suggested pack light. However, I'm not sure what items are essential to pack. I want to be fully prepared, but I don't want to overpack and end up throwing things away at reception. I want to bring comfortable items like bras, underwear, and socks. I prefer not to buy them at the PX store. Does reception allow you to keep your underwear that you bring to BCT? If so, do they need to be logo free, or can they have a small black logo? Regarding personal hygiene products, do they have to be unscented? Can I bring expensive unscented products, or reception let me keep these products during BCT? I would greatly appreciate your answer. So I'm excited about this question because yes, I did go in depth with the packing list. So before I went, I did a packing list. When I came back during holiday block leave, I actually bought just a few more things, but they were really kind of like re-ups on the products that I already had because I was so prepared when I came. I really didn't need to bring back too much, okay? So I'm gonna answer the first part of that question, and it is, should you pack light? I'm gonna say, my recruiter told me don't bring anything aside from an extra change of clothes, and that would have been the worst thing that I could do. Let's keep in mind that most of the time the recruiters have been in the Army for a long time. So basic training, it changes, okay? Just like this video might not be all that relevant 10 years down the road, the advice that people give you if they've been in the services for a while it might not be relevant like long term, right? So just depending on how long ago they went to basic training. I will say that all of your experience is going to vary greatly depending on the drill sergeants that are there. I can say I went to Fort Sill, so this is like information that's very specific to Fort Sill. Once you get to reception, how they bring us in, because we came in like the wee hours of the morning and we went into the bay, most of the girls arrived at around the same time, okay, kind of trickling in the hour, like in the wee hours of the morning while everyone's sleeping. And no one's really checking for your stuff like that at this point that much. You basically, when they make you put your civilian bag and stuff like that in the little lock thing, they make you take out a few things like your bank card, and this is right before they issue you all your clothes. So you have the opportunity to choose some of your like supplies, like your essentials, right then and there, okay? So will they make you throw it away at reception? The likelihood of you having to throw anything away at reception that's not like, of course, tobacco products and things that could like actually get you in trouble, look at that list, Google it online, and look for the things that's banned, and don't bring anything that's banned. But as far as throwing stuff away that's scented, the place that you're most likely to get to be able to have that stuff is reception. Once you actually leave the reception battalion and go into your basic training, then we're gonna talk about throwing stuff away. So my first advice would be to get a bag like this. This bag's a little dirty because it was actually in my basic training stuff. Get a bag like this, and this is like the large Ziploc bag, and put all your stuff that, if someone told you to grab everything that you need from this bag, put all of that stuff in here, okay? So anything that you absolutely need. Remember, there is a washing machine and a dryer inside of the bay at reception, so bring a few pair of panties. You might be able to ask later on to get your stuff out of this locker, but if you don't see this bag again until you get to basic training, have enough stuff in here that will last you. Think about being there for about a week. Lord forbid that you got held over, you had to be there longer, but you probably would be able to go in your bag again at that point. Put everything that you can inside of there. Okay, and I wanted to talk about like overpacking. So like I said, the likelihood of them throwing stuff away at reception is very unlikely. However, once you get to basic training, the first thing they're gonna do is make you lay out all your stuff to see who has stuff that's like, it just shouldn't be here, okay? I'm gonna show you a few of those things, but I wanna talk about overpacking. The reason why people say don't overpack is because they give you a lot of stuff. And when I say a lot of stuff, if you've ever seen like an Army duffel bag, like the big duffel bag, you'll have 2 of those filled with stuff, and then you'll have enough to fit in 3 of those, just from issued stuff that they give you. So anything that you bring on top of that, it could equate to a lot of stuff, and you have to keep in mind that you're gonna have this stuff with you even when you go off to AIT. So this is just gonna be your stuff. You're not returning this stuff. It's gonna be your stuff. Okay? So when people say don't overpack, they're saying that with the mind frame of they're already gonna give you a lot of stuff. But I want to tell you that this is your new home. Okay? Yes, basic training is the start of your training, but this is gonna be your new home, especially if you're like going off your active duty. You're not really like this is your home. So you need to travel with enough stuff that's going to make you comfortable, that's within regulation. Yes, you can always wait till you go to AIT and buy things, but I'm going to tell you, I have a friend right now, Battle Buddy, who's at AIT, and she had to wait to phase up to leave off the post. So there's going to be a long time where you're restricted in the things that you can do. So do you want to be like ordering Amazon every weekend if your battery allows you to do that? No, you don't, okay? You want to have enough stuff. So the overpacking thing is because people, like I said, they already realize that they give you a lot of stuff. And you're going to have to carry this stuff. When you first get there, if you got a personal bag that's a lot, you're going to have to carry that. You know, when they dump all of our stuff all together and they make you get your bag and run upstairs, but it's a temporary, you're going to have to carry it. If ever you get like put out of your bay or something like that, you're going to have to pack all that stuff out of your locker and you're going to have to carry it. They give us one personal drawer. At my basic training, they gave one personal drawer. So just imagine like one regular size drawer, everything that you need to bring that's like bath products, powders, all that kind of stuff needs to be able to fit within this thing. Now I kept like my pencils and my notebooks and stuff at the top of mine, so I didn't include it in that drawer, but you don't know your drill sergeants. Some drill sergeants are more strict than others. It really just depends, okay? So I would rather you pack the things that you need and not go with nothing. Because I will tell you that there was a lot of people walking around who didn't get to go to the PX like as soon as they thought they were going to go, and they were asking for things like, oh, can I borrow some of your pods? Oh, can I have some toothpaste? Like, that's totally unnecessary for people to be walking around begging for toothpaste. So bring enough stuff. Don't listen to the people that are saying, oh girl, just bring, you only need to bring enough stuff. Because I must go ahead and say this because you already know how I feel about it. They really don't care about you. Like, they don't care about your comforts. It's not like that. So you would want to have the stuff that you need. Okay, and then also realize some of the stuff that you may like I realize everyone comes from like different backgrounds as far as what the kind of like way that you're used to treating yourself at home. So this might not be as much of a shock, but if you're used to doing, a full face routine at the end of every day, you might want to bring your skincare products with you, okay? You might want to bring it. I would say put it in a little unmarked bottles. I'm going to show you that here in a second. But you might want to, I'm not saying bring the whole full regimen, but I definitely packed a face wash, packed a moisturizer, and I also packed a toner with me. Because you're not going to really be able to get some of that stuff from the PX. Especially if your skin is used to a certain thing, like pack what you need. Now, don't pack any medication and stuff like that. Like I said, look at the list of things that you are not allowed to bring, but things that you are allowed to bring, girl, go ahead and bring them. Go ahead and bring them, okay? Let's move on to the next portion of this question. So you say you want to bring comfortable items like bras, underwear, socks. Make sure that they are all solid. So you guys saw I bought all black stuff. I didn't have any problems. I didn't have to throw away any of my underwear or anything like that. A lot of people were highly upset once they got to basic training and realized that the underwear that was sold at the PX was white, okay? They were white and they weren't all that comfortable. They were like those, what is it? Fruit of the Loom. Those Fruit of the Loom ones that kind of look like sheets. You got to get them like 2 sizes too big for them to actually fit correctly. And then they're white. And our uniforms and stuff, for the most part, it's dark colored. So when you wash all your stuff together, you're not at home. So you're not going to get a chance to do like, separating your laundry and using all these wash machines. You're going to have all your stuff together and washing it. Those white underwear turn brown real quick, okay? Because of the articles of clothing that you're washing it with. So I would say make sure that it's dark colored, and I would just stick with black. I didn't see anybody with green, or I imagine that you could do like the army green and like a brown. You could do that, grays, but I just wouldn't do white personally. Make sure they don't have any logo. No logo whatsoever. Make sure they don't have any logo whatsoever, like no logo on the outside. Because like I said, some drill sergeants are picky, so just don't put any logo, and make sure they're not no cutesy underwear. I just got those high-waisted ones. I'll link it below in my Amazon store. They already linked below in my Amazon store. The underwear that I wore, they were perfect because they were actually like menstrual panties, so they had like that extra lining in it, because you're gonna be in the field and all kinds of stuff. You just want good quality things, but you also want them to be in regulation because you don't want to get in trouble. I saw some girls who like to wear like boxers and stuff like that. They did not allow that. You could buy those, like the guys boxers from the PX, but you can't like wear those little checkerboard boxers and anything like that. No thongs, none of that stuff. You can't wear none of it. Don't even think about bringing it. Just leave it at home, because you are going to throw that away. You might get through reception with it, but when you get to basic training, you're not going to be able to, that's going to be one of the first things that they're going to get. And you don't want anyone like holding up your underwear. So just make sure they're within regulation. I will show you these socks that I have down here. I bought these socks from Ross. Actually, they say US Army, and I had them like way before I even went off to basic training. I bought some of these with me, and they wouldn't let me wear these, and they say US Army. So I would just go ahead and just stick to all black, okay? They weren't too picky about the socks. To be honest with you, when you're in they give you socks. They give you green socks, they give you black socks. I bought my own socks because they had compression in them, and I ended up like giving them out to other people who were there because they needed some extra support like for their legs when running. But would I say that you need extra socks? No, because they give you so many socks that you don't really need them, okay? And if you do need a little more, you can always buy those from the PX. Those are there. But underwears and bras, I would bring. The PX sold those. Did I show you guys a sports bra from the PX? It's a Champion sports bra. Let me see if I have it. Hold on. Okay, so I couldn't find them. I threw them away. The bras that they gave us were very expensive, and they didn't actually like give them to you. You had to purchase them at the PX. They were not included in that little black bag that you could buy. And I think I told you guys this, but that black bag was like $220. It didn't include underwear. It did include underwear, and it did not include bras. So the bras that they sold us were like this kind of bra. So I don't know if you can see how thick that band is. It's like a high impact sports bra, and to me it was very, very tight. Everyone complained about these bras, and I'll be honest with you, everyone's stuff looked the same. So there's gonna be times where you get like your locker, like let's say someone gets their locker like emptied out, you know, your stuff gets thrown about the bay. You want your stuff to be easily recognizable, but still in regulations. Make sure you put your name on everything. That's another thing. But I would also bring bras that you find to be comfortable. With logos, so I mentioned that you need to bring shower shoes. The shower shoes that they have at the PX, everyone has the exact same ones, okay? So when you get to the bay, imagine being around 60 other girls who have the exact same shoes. People leave stuff, like I said, stuff gets thrown. I had different shoes. So my shoes I bought from Walmart. I saw someone who had like a black thong sandal that had a small little logo on it that said Under Armour, and they made them throw them away. Make sure they are all black, okay? All black. And I would go and say that even the shower shoes that I had, the drill sergeant was like, one drill sergeant was like, you can throw those away and get the ones from the PX that are black. And I thought to myself, well, these are black. I'm not about to buy, like, it's not free at the PX. Now, if they wouldn't give me some and then tell me I had to get rid of my other ones, that's one thing. But I didn't get rid of mine, and I end up, like, it was just that when you first got there, they're trying to give you a hard time type of thing. So I ended up keeping my shoes, and it was not a big deal. This portion of the question is regarding personal hygiene products. Do they have to be unscented? Can I bring expensive unscented products? Will reception let me keep these products during BCT? So like I said, again, reception is not the place that you're going to get your stuff taken. And I think I explained. So you go in reception, you put your personal bag immediately in this closet, and they say, you know, grab the things that you need, right? And then you put the thing in there, you put your bag in there, and you don't see that bag again until they come, your drill sergeants come and get you, and you ship to basic training. Okay, that's when you get it. So you don't get your bag again. So they're not gonna, the drill sergeant and reception are not gonna sit here and go through your stuff. Like I said, then you arrive at your bay, you get up in your bay, they make you dump everything out after that little truck comes and give you your luggage after the first 100. You dump everything out, and that's when they start taking and throwing stuff away. So you're gonna still have your expensive products at reception if that's what you choose. I wouldn't bring anything too expensive. Like if you're not sure about it and it's expensive, I would leave it and just have someone ship it to me at basic training. My basic training site, they really weren't good about giving you your stuff on time, if I'm honest with you. So I wouldn't count on anything being shipped. I'm just being honest, okay? So let's talk about this. So the first thing is this. This deodorant is scented, okay? But I can't bring it not because of the scent, but because it's in an aerosol container. So how do you get around that? I would bring deodorant that is like the regular, you know, the regular one that you put on your arms in the same scent. I had it and it was just fine. It was just fine. Don't bring body sprays because you're not gonna be able to get away with it. Don't even think about it, okay? Somebody's gonna smell it. Like, we all smell the same. We all look the same. If you walk past someone and you smell good, like good, like Bath and Body Works good, you're gonna get in trouble. So don't even bring it. This I would not bring. It's scented, clearly. It's watermelon scented, it's a no-go. But this is body oil, and it also has a scent. It has a scent of like, it's a shea butter scent. So it's a very mild scent. So things that have very mild, like the scent is the product, if you know what I mean. It doesn't have any extra fragrances and things like that in it. I would be okay to bring them. Keep in mind though, that if you are going to go, when you go to basic training, you're gonna have to pay, you might have to pay to check a bag. Depends on what airline they have you on. So if you have full-size products, you have to check it. If you're not going to bring full-size products, you're going to do travel-size products because you only want one bag, then you have to make sure they travel size. Look at the travel requirements for the airline that you're traveling on. Like I said, the guy that I went with, I watched him throw away all his good Shea Moisture products because they were not within regulations, and you have to check them if they're going to be full size, okay? And I would be honest in saying it's worth it. It's worth it to check it if you want your full-size items. That's all I got to say. Just make sure you're not coming with too much stuff. I remember when I went to MEPS on my ship out day. No, it was the time I went before my ship out day. They had one girl, she walked in with literally a suitcase and a backpack on her back, and they were laughing because they were like, honey, she's in for a rude awakening. Where's she going with all this stuff? And I get it, like I said, this is your new life. Like, you're leaving home and this is your new life. So you try to bring as much as you can, but don't overdo it. Okay? Things like this, peroxide. I wouldn't bring this whole thing like this. I would put anything that's like, you can't bring alcohol, so don't think about it. Anything that's like peroxide. I end up bringing witch hazel because I couldn't bring alcohol, just if you clean up any scrapes or anything like that. I will tell you, during the ruck marches, people had so many problems with their feet and no one had first aid except for me, because I bought my own little first aid kit with me. I bought my own like Band-Aids. You can get blister Band-Aids. I just had my own supply, so I didn't need to really go and ask anyone, and I didn't need to ask to go to PX. And I'll be honest with you, the PX still doesn't have everything that you need. So like I said, anything that's like this, or you know, just a bigger product that you don't need all of it, I will put it in little bottles like this. I got this bottle from Dollar Tree, but you can get them from Amazon. I'll make sure to link them inside of my Amazon storefront, okay? So products like this, hair products, this actually came from the PX. So it has a scent. I don't know if you can see it. It definitely has a scent. It's very, it's like a very, you know, but this is not a cheap product. So they sell this at the PX. It's a full-size product, but let's say you were bringing something like this from home. I would put it in a smaller container. This is cocoa. This is shea butter, actually. I would put it in like a container like this. So get unmarked containers. You can find unmarked containers from Amazon, and just put anything that you really, really want, but that you don't want in like the big container like this, in smaller containers would be my recommendation, especially if it's one of your expensive products. Yeah. Another thing is soap. So this Olay, it's not really, I mean, it's scented, but it's a light scent, and it's body wash. You could get away with bringing something like this. Now, if you had like a Bath and Body Works body wash, don't think about it, because it's not happening. But they sell stuff like this at the PX, so why not bring it? The Degree, you know, like the Degree, I believe it has Epsom salt in it, is my favorite one. Their body wash, I wish that I would have bought mine, but I didn't. They didn't sell that at the PX though, and it's my favorite body wash. Something like this, or there's a peppermint soap one that I really, really love. Because of this little nozzle, like when you're spraying it, it comes out all funky. I actually end up putting soaps like this inside of here, So I didn't have enough, and good thing for me, I came back on holiday block leave, so I was able to like refuel, like I said. But I would definitely like transfer as much as you can into the small bag, remembering that you want to fit all of your stuff in this little thing like this, so you won't be able to grab it and go. Another thing that a lot of people didn't think about, but I bought mine just because I have curly hair, so I know better, but a spray bottle. This is a continuous mist bottle, so when you like press it, let me show you if I can. You see how it continues to spray? It doesn't like spray straight out. You have to keep in mind, like I said, everything's on a time crunch. You have hit times, and if you have straight hair, they're very strict on your hair being very neat, okay? But imagine there only being 13, 14 sinks, okay? And you have 60 girls. So there is a mirror inside of your locker that you could do your hair as long as you have water and product. So I would highly suggest that you bring a spray bottle. The PX did not have this. So bringing this, it has to be empty to go through the airport if you're not checking the bag, but this was so essential, okay? And like I said, I do not have straight hair, I have curly hair, so they were a lot more lenient on us with our hairstyles. But if you have straight hair, make sure that you have something that doesn't require you to be, to need a sink, so that you're not missing your hit time. Okay, so I hope I answered your question fully. As always, if you have a question, anyone else, if you have more questions, you want me to elaborate on this question a little more, please feel free to leave it down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.